Remember, stories are for children and for people who are asleep. And I'm going to tell you a story today because I fall into this trap myself, moving forward without a very good plan. And very good, you can qualify that a number of different ways as to what your criteria are for putting judgment on your plan as being very good or very bad or whatever it is, something in between, which more often than not, that's what they are. So the story, okay, grandma needs a bathroom remodel. She's been living in this house for 50 years. She recently lost grandpa, and grandma needs either to move into a retirement home or to make do with the home that she's familiar with. So the wiser thought for the time, and grandma, her preference was to stay put. So we need a bathroom remodel. She's got a step-up bathtub with a shower that needs to be streamlined into something that works for her to slide into without lifting her feet too high, and where she can sit down and safely bathe herself and not slip. And we've got some old ugly carpet in the bathroom that she feels really safe with. So her two children, middle-aged now, have to convince her to get rid of the bathroom carpeting, and it's all nasty around the toilet. There's some interesting things that have built up over the last 50 years. So we work through all of those issues and get to the point that we've got a handyman that's going to come in that we trust and have used before and is recommended highly by friends. So he comes in and assesses it and comes up with a cost estimate for his work and a schedule. And of course, the kids have got to come in and move stuff out and help grandma get ready for the remodeling. And of course, there's an interesting scenario that's going to come up where all the choices for the new replacement, the tile and the bathtub and all the amenities that go into a bathroom remodel, as well as some of the safety factors that everyone would like to put in place for the elderly grandmother. So this is all in the planning stage, and one party's wanting to over communicate and prepare, and another sibling is not available to do that, and so it all the clock keeps ticking, and that's when you really learn how good of a plan you have whenever and how adept you are at reacting. So there is a plan in place, and the clock is ticking because contractors in Austin are in high demand. There's a short window for this project to get completed. And so they come in and they start doing the demolition, and they start pulling stuff out. They break some stuff and upsets grandma, the mirror and this and that. So it's kind of going sideways initially, and she's upset, and the siblings are trying to offer comfort and tell her and give her inspiration that it's going to be worth it. And as you might expect, after we get the demo completed, then we're sitting here looking at the need to meet somewhere to pick out everything for the replacement that's going to begin the next day. So we go to Lowe's, and all four parties meet there: myself, the siblings, the grandmother, and everyone's kind of exasperated from their long day. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening, and everyone's, driven through this crazy traffic in Austin where the roads are built for about half as many people that are on them. And, we arrive at Lowe's. We walk in, and it almost feels like as you walk in, all the employees and people that might help us have either vacated or are on break, or they've known that there was some people that really needed a lot of help. They were nowhere to be found. So we wander around and there's debates about which tile is going to be best for grandma in the shower, and that takes about 30 minutes to find the best surface for that. And then of course you got to match the walls of the bath shower with some tile, and that takes another 15-20 minutes. And then we're looking for a new shower head to put in there that has the functionality of being able to turn it on one end of the shower, and to have the shower head at the other end, as well as a handheld unit for grandma to use as she's seated. So, some pretty simple stuff in concept. And so we end up finally grabbing some people to try to help, because we know about how many square feet we need of floor tile for the tub or the shower and for the walls of the shower. And, we find someone, and they seem to be very friendly, which is great. They don't seem to have ever done this before. And, they're doing their best to help us. And in the meantime, we're also, trying to find this shower head to put in, and which is in another part of the store. So we've got another, hunt going on the other side of the store for the shower head. So we're about an hour and a half in, and they're finally, got someone to help us find the quantity of these items that we need for the floor, the base of the shower, and the walls of the shower. And as it turns out, there's not enough material there in the store. And it's going to take another 5 days for it to be brought to the store from the warehouse. So we're like, okay, this isn't going to work, because our guy at the house that's remodeling needs it tomorrow. And otherwise, we're really in a jam. So we throw up our hands and say, okay, well, I guess we need to go to Home Depot. And we never could find even the right shower head there. And we could never even find someone that had really completed the entire process of choosing the shower head that we wanted and getting the on-off, as well as the hot and cold adjustment that we needed to set up for grandma. So total wash at Lowe's. And so 2 hours later, we're frustrated and tired. So we drive about 15 minutes to Home Depot, and we walk in. There's a kind of like a store manager that I see, and he connects with me right away, and he walks up to me, and I could tell he was trying to be of service. And he asked me how he could help me. And I said, well, it's a bathroom remodel for grandma. And he smiles and said, oh yeah, we can do that. And he says, go find your materials, then go up front, tell them what you need, and your contractor can just pick it up tomorrow. Wow, this looks promising. So we go through the same process at Home Depot, but we've gone through this before, so we're a little bit quicker and more efficient in finding the tiles for the floor of the shower and the tiles for the side of the shower, and the flooring for the bathroom. And of course, I've taken on the special project of finding Grandma's new shower head and the plumbing, for her shower. And man, I ran into the guy finally after spending about 20 minutes standing in front of all the displays at Home Depot. I finally had a guy come up that had done this before and really understood what I was talking about in terms of needing, this particular, shower head and, setup, as well as the on-off. And he got me right to it and said, you have to modify this, this, and this on this, but it'll work. And that was quite a relief. It wasn't exactly what, one of the siblings wanted for Grandma, but it was close. And close enough that it seemed like it would work. And it happens to be the exact same setup that I've worked with some other people that have put something like that in. So I was confident about that. So we've written down all the SKU numbers and everything, taken pictures of the flooring, the shower tile and the shower wall. And now we're waiting in line at customer service up front of Home Depot. And there's a kind of a tired guy up there that's been helping people. And he was a little slow, but he seemed quite competent. So he gets our stuff. I've got the shower head and plumbing, in my hands. And he's taken down the SKUs. He puts in one SKU, and he kind of thought he was done after one, and was ready to check us out. No, there's two more. So we'll go through the long process. So anyway, we're 2 hours in here at Home Depot, and there's also a long line that's formed behind us, for other people that are putting pressure on this customer service guy, who's just really at the point in his day that he's wanting to go home. So the tension is building, and so he finally gets to the end of the checkout process, and he says, okay, well, you can pick this up on 3 days later. What? He said, well, we don't have, this, and this. There was only one thing that they had a complete set of in the quantity that we needed. And so we leave empty-handed. Well, we did have the shower head. But, the long story short is, this was a terrible process. And we had no experience with these, this retail chain in terms, either retail chain in terms of completing a larger project. And the personnel that we dealt with were ill prepared to deal with that as well. So if we were headed to do all over again, we would go to a specialty store and as we did the next morning early, and in another hour and a half, picked out exactly what we needed, but we knew that this particular carpet and tile specialty store had enough stock on hand to fill the order and meet the time requirements that we had. So we did end up paying them a little bit more for that, but that's a long story short. But I think the as I tell you this story, and I said stories are for kids, but let me also tell you, experience goes a long way. So someone that's been through this and that can speak to you with competence and understanding of everything in the journey, in the path that you're going to potentially encounter, and working with someone that has that experience is so valuable. And let me turn this around for the angle of someone that has complex PTSD or PTSD, you are equipped in ways that many of your peers, your fellow human beings, are not equipped, because you've dealt with what's in the cracks and crevices and in those dark alleys that have come up and pulled you down. And if you're listening this far in, you have some resilience, and you're interested in trying to find how to pull things together and piece them together for the life that you would like to build. And it's not going to happen all at once, but there are people like me and others around that can help you pick those pieces up from your story and from your life, and you can reach down into those dark places that you've been and find there is some gold in the frustrations and the trials and tribulations that you've been through in your life. So hang in there, keep tuning in and listening. Please share this with friends and loved ones that you think might benefit. And I'll be back with more stories and more whatever you might want to label this as. I'll let you be the judge of that. Put some comments down. Tell me how things are going. Checking out here. Have a good one.